For those of you who know me, you're well aware that I'm very passionate about two hockey teams, the UPEI Panthers and the Boston Bruins. So you can well imagine my excitement level when I learned that Coach Forby McPherson had recruited a player by the name of Bobby Orr to come play for the Panthers this year. Today, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the Beaconsfield, Quebec native, the other Bobby Orr, onto the set. All right, let's get something clear right off the bat.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Robert, Bobby, Bob? What do you like?
Growing up, I've always been going by Bobby, honestly, but the only two people in my life that called me Robert was my mother and my grandmother when they were pissed at me. So.
If they wanted something.
Yeah, exactly.
Robert Orr, get over here.
Exactly. So honestly, like, everyone called me a bunch of names: Bob, Bobby, Robert, Rob.
What's that like growing up with a name? Like, I mean, you're talking one of the greatest hockey players of all time.
Yeah.
Right? This is not an ordinary fan. And I mean, you know, you grew up a Montreal Canadiens fan. What's it like growing up with a name like Bobby Orr?
Honestly, like, growing up as a younger kid, like, I didn't really think of it as much, but just whenever I get chirped on the ice or something, I started realizing, I'd ask my dad, like, why am I getting chirped so much? And then he would just tell me, and obviously having a name with one of the greatest players of all time, and for sure the best D of all time.
Did you ever meet him?
I haven't, no.
No.
A lot of people in my family have met him, but me.
Okay.
I have a picture from him that says, of him diving, that says to Bobby Orr, from Bobby Orr.
Oh, cool.
Best of luck always. So.
Okay, the one where he scored the winning goal back in 1970.
Yeah, so that's pretty
neat.
special.
Neat.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of wearing number 4 in his honor?
Growing up, honestly, like when I was really young, just starting hockey, I always grew up wearing number 4.
Okay.
And then I had to switch. I couldn't have that.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, exactly. Just having that number just obviously means a lot, and it's obviously a big deal to wear something like that and have a name like mine.
You're kind of drawing attention to yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
Didn't want to have that pressure put on my shoulders.
So fast forward, Bobby, to current day. You came here from having played a couple of seasons, 4 seasons in the Q, with some maritime teams, bit of time in Halifax, bit of time in Bathurst, Acadie Bathurst. Maybe just sort of talk about what that was like coming from Quebec, coming down and playing down here in the Maritimes.
Yeah, it was obviously a big change for me, especially as a young teenager going into that league, and my first time going away from home in general, and just living a little bit more independent and living with a brand new billet family, and getting used to a lot of things, new city, new people, new everything, and it was obviously a big change. And playing in Halifax, they're an unbelievable organization, and they just made it a lot easier for me to settle in and be comfortable. And it also helped. I had a few friends that we all went in at the same time together in Halifax. And
who would that be?
There was the goalie Brady James. We had a bunch of Jordan Dumais was there. He's from Montreal too. Marcus Vidicek.
Okay. Some good players.
Some very good players, very talented players, and so I was fortunate enough to have them around, and that I knew personally, and
helps with the adjustment, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you had a couple of, your first few years, you were kind of floating around the 40, 45 point mark.
Yeah.
Last year, you kind of took a big step. You had, 82 points, I think, with Acadie Bathurst. What do you think? What happened? What kicked in? What was different from maybe last year as compared to the other ones?
You know what? Just after my first year, I thought I had a pretty good year, surprising year, and a lot of pro interest was coming from that too.
Right.
And in that summer, I had been drafted and
by Carolina, right?
By Carolina, and I guess it kind of I guess I kind of put a lot more pressure on myself because I really wanted. I had pro interest now, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe I could play at that next level." And I kind of did whatever it took in the summer and try and get my game to the next level. But going into those 2 seasons with 40-point seasons, those seasons where I had a lot of ups and downs, and I thought I put a lot of pressure on myself for really no reason.
Sure.
And
you're young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am very hard on myself in general.
Yeah.
Just I'm always the first one to critique my game.
Sure.
And I don't know. Just in my last season with the Bathers, I just wanted to have fun. My last year, just wanted to relax and just that's when I do play my best hockey. Is when I'm relaxed, have no pressure, have no worries, and
must have been the influence of all those Islanders you were playing with Colby Huggan, Donovan Arsenault, Dawson Sharkey, Harry Clements.
All those guys are fantastic and great people. Obviously, everyone that comes from the island are amazing people, and they're all very, very good hockey players, and they all could have a bright future if they go on the right path. And
maybe they might end up here someday. Who knows?
You never know.
The pipeline's been pretty good. I mean, a few years ago, back when Cole, Zach Baker, Chad Arsenault, was that his name? No, the goalie. Used to be the goalie.
Oh yeah, Chad Arsenault.
Yeah. So there was quite a few playing there as well at that time. So Cameron McLean was there for a little
Cole
bit too.
Larkin,
So all kinds of stuff going on. So you were talking about you mentioned earlier, Bob, about you being a Carolina 5th round pick. Pro aspirations still there? Is that something that you hope to do at some point in time, maybe post UPEI?
For sure, it's always going to be there, I think. And growing up, it was always my dream to play professional one day, wherever it is. I will always have goals, and I just hopefully maybe one day, and just as long as I have good seasons, hopefully here and anything could happen. And
so how did you end up coming to UPEI? Like what, you're there as a 20-year-old, you're having a good season, you've got those pro aspirations, you're still kind of thinking about what may be down the road, but then you come to the realization, I'm going to go the school route. How did you end up choosing UPEI?
Honestly, it was just coming from Colby Huggan mostly. He told me all about it, and he got me connected with Forby, and had very good conversations with Ford. He came on a visit, and I've been on this island many times playing throughout my career in the Q, and always loved it. And always had good things. And
you and Colby good buddies?
Pretty good buddies.
Right.
Now we played first year last year playing with him, and
so you work on returning the favor for next year. So
exactly. I'm trying to get him to come here.
Good stuff. So you had some, the start of the year has been a little bit rough. You had a bit of a household injury, I guess, with your hand. Coupled with some, we'll call it lower body injuries. How have you found your adjustment coming to the league? You had a couple of goals against Acadia 2 weekends ago. But overall, how have you found your adjustment been in terms of making the transition to university hockey?
It was a pretty big eye opener, honestly. Like when I first came here, and I always kind of want to go pro first and see if I could go there, and had not really much interest, and so I decided to come the school route, and a lot of schools that contacted me, and talking with Forby just seemed like he made me felt like a lot more comfortable if I'd come here and give the opportunity that I'm getting as well. And but
knowing you'd be in the top 3, top 6,
wherever it is,
sure, right?
He's given me all the opportunity in the world, and can't thank him enough. But unfortunately, I'm dealing with a couple of injuries that it's been pretty hard, nagging and just getting a little bit of annoying. And I'm just in the physio every day and trying to get that better with Harry and those guys. And
thank God for Harry, huh?
He's been a big part of my recovery, and hopefully I'll get to 100% as soon as possible.
Yeah. So the team kind of took a little bit of a slow start. Got back win 3 out of 4. Kind of take it on the chin last weekend, UDM and UNB. What's the kind of response? Like, how do you, let's face it, it was a smackdown.
Yeah, it was.
So how's the team respond? Still a pretty young team, right?
Yeah.
By and large, comprised primarily of second year players and a few first years like yourself.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just that weekend was more like a punch in the face. Like, I think we are as a team. The effort is there, and we are working hard, especially in practices. And when it comes to the game, I think everyone is working hard, and I think it just comes down to being a little bit more disciplined, and that kind of cost us a lot. And our special teams maybe needed to get
a bit of frustration boil over maybe Saturday night.
For sure, especially on that Saturday game, and
especially you with the camera in the penalty box.
Yeah, it was. By that third period, it was very frustrating, but. I think we need to really control our emotions a little bit more, maybe myself a lot too, and try and get maybe the refs more on our side coming in the next weekends here.
Sure.
And I mean, things happen, and a loss like that, it obviously hurts a lot, and we'll have a good competitive week of practices here starting today, and.
Good thing is you get a few days to get over it, right?
Yeah, so, exactly, and we'll get back and we'll regroup. I have no doubt we'll be fine.
Good. Good. How's student life going for you? Like, this is a new adjustment. You talked about adjusting to being away first time at home. Now you're coming in. You're really out on your own, right? And how's that been going for you?
It is even a bigger change now that I have my own place and living with one of my teammates, Derek Pies. And, it's been a lot different. Cooking for myself, especially, the biggest thing.
Can you cook?
Some things, certain things. I'll call my mom once in a while to see what
Mom's never far, right?
Exactly. We're just one phone call away, and student life has been amazing. I think been adjusted to it pretty well. I've always been a decent student, and my parents are pretty much on me almost every day about me in school. Good. So it's good to have that. It gives me a little bit of a push.
Would you have come in with some credits, Bobby? I know some people come in with different levels. Some come in with 10 plus. Some come in with 2, 3.
I came in with I think 10 or 12 credits of university courses throughout my career.
Good.
So I have a little bit. I could have a lot more, but
that's still pretty good.
Playing in the queue with that many games is pretty tough.
So. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So you liking life on the island?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty nice island. I mean, I came here a couple times as a kid.
Okay.
Pretty little, small. Yeah. We had family friends that had a little cottage on I think in Cavendish. And used to go there quite a bit, and the people in general, and just it's so much laid back here compared to Montreal, obviously.
Right.
And Montreal,
a little different.
A little bit different. So I kind of like that, how it's laid back. And
you like our golf courses too, I think, don't you?
Beautiful golf courses.
Got a favorite?
Honestly, I think Dunderave is really nice. Crowbush is unbelievable too.
Yeah.
Those are really nice courses. Yeah. Too hard for me though.
They're too hard for everybody, especially Crowbush. Yeah. Well, listen, Bob, it's been great having you here. Glad you came. I'm a big fan of the Panthers, and I'm a big fan of Bobby Orr too, and the Boston Bruins. So
thank you.
It'll be hopefully you have some good success here. Hopefully you get healthy and see if we can get the team back on track.
Yep. Thank you for having me.